At the start of the movie, a badly injured man stumbles in fear, helpless, while a bounty hunter chases him. The pursuer brutally kills him in the middle of a jungle and drags his body away. In the next scene, a cheerful family is shown traveling in their truck. After a while, they stop to eat, and the father, named Keith, gets busy making barbecue. He offers a half-cooked steak to his son Jeffrey. Jeffrey happily takes the steak, but his sister Amy refuses to eat meat and goes for a walk. Then Keith enjoys lunch with his son and wife Kathleen. While the husband and wife talk to each other, Jeffrey takes out some chocolates and starts counting them. On the other side, Amy walks a little farther, takes out her hidden weed, and secretly starts smoking it. A little later, the family's peaceful mood breaks when two local men arrive in a truck. They introduce themselves as Billy and Vern. In a threatening way, they claim they are looking for their cousin Melior, who went missing the previous night. Keith, who is new to this place, says he doesn't know Melior. But Vern keeps talking and asks more questions about their home. Keith stands firm and gets annoyed by their presence. To calm things down, Jeffrey offers them some chocolates in a friendly way. While Vern is enjoying the chocolate, Amy comes back. The creepy men look at her like they want to eat her. They ask if Amy has seen Melior, but a nervous Keith tells Amy to get in the van. He apologizes to the men, saying he's in a hurry. Finally, the two men get in their truck and leave without any trouble. Then Keith and his family pack their bags and start their journey back home. Unfortunately, a little later, they run into trouble again. The family realizes they are still in trouble because they run into those boys again. The boys' truck seems to be broken down, but Kathleen doesn't believe their story since she sees Vern with a shotgun. The two boys claim that towing services are closed in their area that day and say they want to head toward their home to find another ride. They ask the family for a lift since the family is passing through their town. Feeling uneasy about the shotgun, Vern tells Keith to at least take Billy with them and leave him behind. Despite Kathleen's fear, Keith hesitates but agrees, and they set off to drop Billy at his home along the way. Billy keeps talking to them and even plays a game with Jeffrey. He casually talks about his home, where he lives with his uncle and cousins, and keeps saying they are really nice people. He explains that his cousins have been running this place since childhood. But things suddenly go wrong when Billy picks up Jeffrey's notebook to continue the game. Billy freezes and gets upset because the notebook belongs to their missing cousin, Melior. Then, out of nowhere, Jeffrey attacks Billy from behind. Surprisingly, everyone else stays calm, as if Jeffrey didn't do anything. Slowly, Billy dies, revealing that this family really did kill Melior the previous night. Melior was the man we saw at the start of the movie, and he was killed by the same family. Meanwhile, we see one of Billy's cousins practicing archery, and it's clear she's very skilled with a bow and arrow. On the other side, the family gets to work. They cut up Billy's body, preparing it for the freezer, showing that they eat human flesh. Kathleen gives Billy's eye to Amy, which is Amy's favorite part. At that moment, Billy's phone rings, and Keith quickly smashes it. He says they need to hurry because he doesn't want their next host to wait. Inside the house, Billy's uncle, whom everyone calls Pa, is eating with Billy's cousins, Julie and Savannah. A few minutes later, there's a knock at the door. It is the Keith's family. Keith tells them that Billy had invited them here. Keith claims they met Billy and Vern when their camping van broke down, and Billy and Vern were looking for Melior. Hearing this, Billy's cousins welcome them. Keith quickly assesses the situation and asks to use their phone. He feels relieved when he hears that only Billy had a phone. During the meal, Savannah asks why they didn't drop Billy off the home if they met him on the way. This question instantly puts the family on alert, and they pull out their weapons to attack the three of them. But suddenly a very large man named Big Mac comes in to eat. This startles the family, and they all hide their weapons. Meanwhile, Vern is standing on the road, trying repeatedly to call Billy, but his phone is off. Then a vehicle stops, and Vern breathes a sigh of relief, thinking it's Billy. However, it turns out to be the local deputy sheriff, who recently angered Vern by falsely accusing him. The deputy sheriff apologizes and offers a ride on this cold night, but Vern refuses. Vern then explains that a kind family from Los Angeles gave Billy a lift, and he'll be back soon. the deputy sheriff leaves, though he notices Vern's bad condition. It comes to light that Jeffrey gave Vern poisoned chocolate, which upset his stomach and made him vomit repeatedly. On the other side, Jeffrey offers the family his chocolates, but Pa refuses, saying no one in the house eats sweets to keep their teeth safe. Still, Julie takes 2 chocolates from Jeffrey and shares one with Big Mac. Later, Amy asks to use the bathroom, but she takes the chance to pull out her hidden weed. She panics when she realizes Savannah is waiting outside. In a hurry, she drops Billy's eye, which her mother had given her, but she doesn't notice. Amy starts spending some nice time with Savannah, but Julie interrupts them and calls them back to the living room. Then Pa invites everyone for some nighttime entertainment, where Savannah delights them with her piano skills. After a while, Pa takes the couple to their room for the night, while the girls lead Jeffrey to Billy's cozy room. Since all the rooms are full, Julie says Savannah should host Amy because she's already hosting Big Mac. After that, Savannah puts Pa to bed for the night. But she shares her suspicions about their guests, saying they're being overly friendly. Pa jokingly asks if she thinks they'll kill them one by one and burn the house down. Meanwhile, Kathleen feels uneasy because she never meant to harm good families. She only targets people who cause harm or are a burden to the world. But Keith reminds her of their purpose. They want to eliminate people who are struggling, with no future or dreams, those they call low lives. It's revealed here that they occasionally go far from the city to kill poor and deprived people, believing they're freeing them from suffering. However, Kathleen points out that this family is just living a free life, especially since Savannah recently got admitted to a community college. After that, Keith heads to Jeffrey's room. Keith goes to Jeffrey's room to tell him about their plans and makes sure he doesn't do anything foolish to fulfill his desires. His plan is to divide the family members, and he specifically instructs Jeffrey to stay away from Big Mac because Keith wants to deal with him himself. Meanwhile, Vern is now certain something bad has happened to Billy, so he sets out on foot to find him. Back at the house, Savannah is shocked when she sees Amy talking on her phone, since they had said earlier they didn't have one. Amy explains that her battery was almost dead, and she was saving it. Then they both get ready to sleep. Savannah doesn't know that her sister Julie is vomiting in the bathroom because the poison in the chocolate is slowly taking effect. The poison also affects Big Mac, and he steps outside. Inside the house, Amy says her mother supports her desires, but they've kept it hidden from her strict father so far. As they're talking, Amy's family starts their work. Keith quietly climbs upstairs to kill Pa, while Jeffrey slowly follows Big Mac. Suddenly, Jeffrey attacks Big Mac, quickly injuring him multiple times. At the same time, Amy offers Savannah a hit of her weed, which she considers her best weapon. Meanwhile, Jeffrey starts winning the fight, but soon Big Mac knocks him to the ground and overpowers him. Just as Big Mac is about to finish him off, the poison weakens him, giving Jeffrey a chance to strike back. Jeffrey chokes Big Mac to death. Keith, who has reached Pa's room, sees how Jeffrey single-handedly kills Big Mac from the window and is stunned, waking the old man. But before Pa can react, Keith attacks him and smashes his head. Then Keith calls Jeffrey inside, lectures him, and scolds him for taking a dangerous risk that could have been deadly. Even so, Keith secretly praises Jeffrey a lot and gives him Pa's tongue as a reward. Meanwhile, Amy quietly takes out her knife and prepares to attack, but at the last moment, Savannah changes her mind, causing Amy to lose her balance and falls off the bed, landing on her own knife. She explains that the knife was just for protection, and Savannah quickly goes to get her medical kit to help her. As Savannah steps out to grab the kit, she hears some noises and is shocked to see the family's camper parked nearby, even though they had claimed it broke down miles away. As Keith and Kathleen step out of the camper, Savannah, filled with tension, peeks inside. It doesn't take long for her to spot Big Mac's badly mutilated body. On the other side, Julie finds the eye Amy had dropped earlier, and the sight shakes her to the core. She rushed toward Pa's room, but when she gets there and sees Pa's lifeless body, she freezes in fear. But before she can do anything, Keith suddenly grabs her and overpowers her so Kathleen can take her share. Jeff then joins them to witness her hesitant mom doing it for the first time. Everyone gathers around and Kathleen prepares to do it, but before she can move forward, an arrow flies in fast, driving through her neck. Here Savannah successfully takes one down with her skills, and prepares to take down the rest of the evil family. Seeing her mother dead, Amy screams at her father in anger, saying these people aren't just wanderers or worthless street trash. But Keith coldly replies that they're nothing at all. To provoke Savannah, Keith ties up Julie and hurts her, knowing her sister will eventually show herself. And just as he thought, Savannah sneaks in through the window, where she's lucky enough to find Amy's phone. She quickly calls for help, but before she can say much, Jeffrey hears her voice and heads toward the room. Meanwhile, the deputy sheriff who receives the call informs his senior officer. Back inside the house, Savannah easily attacks Jeffrey and tries to use him as a bargaining chip to free her sister. But Keith swears he'll kill Julie anyway. Panicked and desperate to protect Julie, Savannah reluctantly lets Jeffrey go. She's shocked when Amy turns against her and helps overpower her. Now fully in control, Keith starts cooking Big Mac's tongue and jokingly asks Julie if she recognizes the smell. To taunt her, Keith brings out Big Mac's severed arm, and seeing it makes Julie feel sick. After this horrifying sight, she refuses to eat the meat, which angers Keith. In a harsh and ruthless move, Keith cuts off Julie's thumb and eats it in front of them. Making the situation even worse, Keith approaches Savannah to cut off her piano-playing fingers, but at the last moment, Savannah's words stop him. She reveals Amy's hidden desire right in front of him. Sensing Keith's reaction, Savannah also exposes Amy's drug addiction, leaving Keith completely stunned. As father and daughter argue over this issue, Savannah takes advantage of the moment and speeds up her escape attempt. She manages to free herself just in time and secretly picks up a fork, stabbing it into Keith's eye. Despite the pain, the madman, in a shocking move, eats his own eye. At that moment, Vern returns home and shoots Keith, knocking him out for a while. But before Vern can finish Keith off, Jeffrey rushes to his father's aid, sparking a deadly fight on both sides. Savannah battles fiercely with Jeffrey, dragging him into the kitchen, where she burns his face with boiling water. As he weakens from the pain, Savannah presses on his neck and finally kills him. Meanwhile, Vern confronts Keith, but Keith manages to grab a nearby knife and stabs Vern, killing him instantly. Barely breathing after this, Keith is then finished off for good by Julie, who has now freed herself and seizes the moment. After Keith's death, the two sisters feel a brief moment of relief, but this nightmare isn't over yet. Suddenly, Amy gets up and stabs Julie in the back. Filled with rage, Savannah attacks Amy, brutally slamming her to the ground and smashing her face against the piano repeatedly. Instead of finishing her off quickly, Savannah makes Amy's suffering worse and more painful, taunting her to try escaping. Just as Savannah is about to end this nightmare for good, she is suddenly shot and killed by the foolish police officer who has just arrived. The officer misjudges the scene, thinking Savannah was the threat and that Amy's life might be in danger. He quickly calls for medical help and reports to headquarters that the local villagers have murdered an innocent tourist family. Moments later, when the deputy hears a sound from the camper, he goes to investigate. But before he can do anything, Amy suddenly comes out and kills him. Now completely free, the crazed girl sets the house on fire and watches everything burn to ashes. Then, in search of her next victim, Amy drives off in her family's camper, disappearing into the darkness of the night. If you liked the movie, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps like this.